Hey. Okay, so I'm gonna go get me one of these Werther's caramels. Oh my god, they're so good. So anyway, the one of the guys says something, and like three or four other guys come walking at us this way from the area where the entrance was. There was more stuff over there. I can't. It's been so many years ago. I can't remember all the exact details. So we really couldn't go that way. So Steve and I keep walking straight towards that side door. These guys start running at us. So there was a fire extinguisher in a case against the wall. I've got this. I don't know if you can see it. I've got this really nasty scar on my thumb. From I punched that fire extinguisher in the glass, and the glass cut my thumb. And I grabbed the fire extinguisher out there. These guys backed us up against the wall, and there had to have been 8 or 10 of them. And the guy who Steve hit, the cowboy-looking guy, he's like yelling, cussing at Steve. I'm gonna, whatever. And there was the rest of them were like Samoans. They were. This one guy, he was a big boy. He was standing right next to the cowboy-looking guy. I had that fire extinguisher in my hand. And I just wham! I hit the guy in the forehead as hard as I could with that fire extinguisher. Knocked his ass out cold. Steve jumps up, bam! He kicks that cowboy guy in the chest. And that kind of causes some pandemonium. I sprayed the fire extinguisher, threw the fire extinguisher out of Steve, and I go running out the side, out of the side of the door there, and we're hauling ass towards Jane's house. It's probably a good half-mile run to Jane's from the bowling alley. Well, here comes these guys out the door. There's a shit ton of them following us. And there was probably more people because, like I said, I squirted that fire extinguisher. Shit went everywhere, and they didn't, people in the bowling alley, who knows what they thought. Maybe thought we had robbed the place or something because a bunch of people came out after us. Steve and I can remember looking behind me and see all these people coming running and just thinking, oh my God, we're going to die. What did we do? We didn't do anything wrong, Except for maybe aiding and abetting the guys who were robbing the Defender machine by, paying them some money so we could play. Anyway, so we get across the street. Western Avenue right there is what it was in Torrance, California. We run across Western, and there was some, like 2x4s, some construction material sitting there. I grabbed up a 2x4. It was probably about 4 feet long. Steve and I are running, and we get over to Jane's house, and they're catching up to us, and I bang on the door. I said, "Dad, get up!" My dad's cousin, who I guess is my cousin too, Lodi Jack Hull, who he had absconded. He was like let out of jail on a furlough. He was in a minimum security prison. And he had done a lot of years. He was getting ready to get out, and went on a furlough and did some heroin. And I guess he was going to go back and pee dirty. So he said, "Screw it, I'm not going back." And he goes to California. Lodi Jack stayed with us for months. Anyway, Lodi Jack was there, and Lodi Jack was a bad son of a bitch. Aryan Brotherhood, straight up crazy son of a bitch. Anyway, Lodi Jack and my dad come out. Lodi Jack's got my dad's .44 Magnum, Ruger Blackhawk, I think it is, and so here's these guys. They all run up. They're in the yard. Lodi Jack's standing there. He pulls the pistol up and he says, "Back off!" Didn't fire any rounds or anything. So everybody kind of stops, and my dad's out there, and I think my dad says, ain't nobody gonna, jump on anybody, and this 2-on-1, 3-on-1, 10-on-1 is a bunch of, it's a bunch of bullshit. And so this guy, cowboy guy who Steve had originally hit, he's like, I'm going to tear this punk's head off. And Steve says, fuck you. And he jumps up and he roundhouses the guy. Just, I don't know if he broke the guy's jaw. I don't know what happened. He just laid into this guy. Well, about 4 of the guys jumped on Steve, and they all got him down. I had that 2x4 still in my hand, and the nearest guy to me, I took that 2x4 and I said, whack, and I hit that guy across the head with it. A bunch of guys jumped on me, and so I'm getting my ass kicked. My dad and my dad runs down there, and grabs people off me. Steve's getting his ass kicked. We ended up having to take Steve to the hospital. Okay, one of the guys had really hurt Steve bad. He did something to his eye. I remember he was bleeding. I can't remember exactly what happened. So anyway, that was one of my escapades, and I guess I was talking about battle wounds or something, stuff that happened back in, my dad, he got this Corvette when, after he had gotten burned, he got a settlement. He could have owned Huey Fulton, but that was never even a topic of discussion. I mean, that was a brother. But Huey sold everything and thought my dad was going to sue him. He just thought. But anyway, Huey had State Farm insurance, and they paid my dad $25,000. My dad took it as a settlement. He went and bought this Corvette, but he wouldn't let me drive it. I'm this 16-year-old kid, a 17-year-old kid.